Today's story will shock you to the core. This is a true story of what happened to a 10-year-old girl. At the beginning of the story, we will introduce a girl named Nuzum. Let us see that she is only 10 years old, and at this age her family has married her to an older man whose name is Adil. And now from here, Nujum is in Adil's house, but friends, she is Adil's son. She does not want to live together because he beats her completely, and due to this, Nuzum just wants a divorce from him. So she goes out of the house in the morning on the pretext of going to the shop, but without buying anything from the shop, she runs away from there. Friends, Adil is secretly following her because he already suspected that Nujum will take such a step. He sees her running away and starts chasing her to catch her. Poor Nujum is in trouble. Vartha escapes from her husband and sits in a taxi and asks the driver to take the taxi towards the court, where we see that Nuzum is secretly trying to avoid Adil in the taxi so that Adil doesn't see her. Apart from not finding it, she is also very scared. After this, she reaches the court safely, where while going inside the court she meets a woman. She asks Nujum, "Son, where are your parents?" She does not answer anything, friends. And she stands quietly. Immediately the woman takes Nuzum with her inside the court and makes her sit next to her, where we see that the woman has come to the court to get a divorce from her husband, friends, because her husband also wants her. He beats her very badly, and due to this, she wants a divorce as soon as possible. The woman tells all this to the judge and shows him some evidence, but then the court time ends, and the judge tells everyone that there will be a hearing on this tomorrow. The hearing will take place. From here, everyone starts leaving the court where the judge is also leaving. Then his eyes fall on Nuzum, and he asks her, "What are you doing here, son?" Nuzum tells him that she wants a divorce. Hearing this, the judge is very happy. They become interested in why a small girl is talking about divorce. Whatever happened to poor Nujum? She becomes the judge of what happened to her during these years, what painful times she went through. Meanwhile, friends, the story goes back many years where we see that one night it was raining heavily. On the same night Nuzum is born, where all the elders are happy with his birth. Then Nuzum's elder sister holds him in her hand. Later we see that Nuzum's father is doing some work. At the same time she also reaches there, but he is working in the hilly area, due to which he is not in touch with Nuzum. The elder brother, who was a few years older than her, asks him to take Nuzum home from there so that the girl does not get hurt while working. And after this we see that Nuzum's father goes to his father-in-law's house, because a few years ago he had left his first wife and now he has come to take her back home with him. But his father-in-law flatly refuses to send his daughter back with him, because on one hand, Nuzum's father, he had married several times and also sold the cow given to him by his father-in-law, and when he did all this, his daughter became angry with him, and due to this he left his first wife. After that she started living at her father's house. But friends, here he tells his father-in-law, "I will get you a new cow. Just allow your daughter to go with me because all the children miss her." On the other hand, we see that Nuzum is playing with her sister. Then an unknown man comes there and asks for a glass of water from Nuzum's elder sister, on which she goes into the house to get water, and at that time there was no one else in the house except them. Friends, at that very moment, seeing the opportunity, that man came home. He goes inside and locks the house from inside, and then, showing his cruelty, starts to force Nuzum's sister, where her sister keeps calling out for escape. But there is no one there to save her, poor Nuzum. She tries hard to open the door, but she is so small that what can she do? The poor man starts doing wrong with her sister. The scene cuts from here and shows the scene after a few years where Nuzum is talking to her family. She is leaving the city to live in another city, after which they shift to a new city where Nuzum goes out to explore the city. She meets some girls of her age, after which they all become very good friends. Gradually, Nuzum's father, along with Adil and some people, goes to a Muslim pandit who is sitting on the side of the road. Actually, his job is to create a relationship between two families, where Nuzum's father, Nuzum. They fix the marriage with Adil, who is a boy they know, but he is much older than Nuzum, and in this way Nuzum's marriage with Adil is fixed. And friends, here you understand that the meaning of fixed is that marriage. It happens that they have decided that now their daughter will become Adil's wife. Further, we see that Nuzum's family prepares Nuzum well and hands her over to Adil. And here, friends, that is why I am using the word hawala. Because if you see, Najim is such a small child that she doesn't even know what all this is happening, what marriage is, which is like hawala. Najam doesn't understand anything about what all this is. She has been staying with him, so she calmly goes with Adil to his house, where after reaching home, Adil's Manu takes Chum inside the house and lets him eat something. Then at night, we see that everyone is celebrating. After this, Adil comes to the room where Nuzum is also there. And friends, what can I say now? He starts forcing himself on Nuzum. Even when she refuses, he does not agree and starts hitting her. That's it, friends. After this, he forcibly becomes intimate with her. Next morning, Nujum is sleeping when her breath comes into the room to wake her up. She sees that both of them got intimate in the night because there was blood on the bedsheet. She picks up Nuzum and takes her with her to bathe. We see that poor Nuzum is crying while taking a bath. She rubs her body vigorously. Next night, too, Adil repeats the same things with her, where his mother-in-law ignores everything and goes away even after hearing the sounds of Nujum shouting. Now we see that his mother-in-law takes him along with the house. Along with this, she also gets a lot of work done outside. Najam also remains engaged in doing all the work silently because she had no other option other than obeying them. Now that night also the same things happen to Najam, on which the next morning, as soon as Adil he comes out of the house for work, and as soon as his mother-in-law comes to pick him up, she sees that Nuzum has locked the door from inside. She asks him to open the door, but she does not open the door and lies crying inside with her head against the wall. She keeps hitting the door, and then after some time Adil also comes home where his mother tells him everything. At the same time, he asks Nuzum to open the door, but no sound comes from inside. He breaks the door and goes inside. Where he sees Nuzum lying unconscious, he takes her to the hospital. As Nuzum recovers, he takes her to her father's house. As soon as she reaches home, Nuzum first hugs her mother and cries. She starts telling everything about how she is being tortured there. But friends, look at her mother. She remains absolutely calm. On the other hand, Adil tells Nujum's father how his daughter listens to those people. She is not agreeing. Then friends Nujum starts telling her father that, "I will not go back, father. I will stay here," but her father tells her that he is your husband. You will have to go with him. And apart from this, you have no other way. After listening to all these things of Nuzum, tells her, "Yes, you can file a case for divorce, but there are more chances that you might lose, but still, you should definitely file a case." He tells Nujum that now the court will open only after 2 days, you come after 2 days, and then the judge goes home in his car while going. He sees Nuzum sitting outside the court, and seeing her like this, the judge says to her, "Will you stay here?" Nuzum says, "Yes, I will stay here." Hearing her words, the judge is shocked. Nuzum also starts going with the judge to his house, where on the way, the judge also introduces her to his daughter Samaj, after which he takes Nuzum home with him. At home, he tells his wife about Nuzum and also says that no matter what happens, I will definitely help him. Further, we see that Samana gives some of her clothes for Nuzum to wear, and at the same time, both of them become very good friends. Further, it is the same night when Nuzum is sleeping, she remembers the same things, how her husband was beating her. Due to all the restlessness, her condition becomes very bad, and at the same time, she also sweats a lot. But at the same time, the judge's wife comes and calms Nuzum down and puts her to sleep. Next morning, Nuzum brings the police with her to her home, where the police arrest both her father and husband. She takes him and puts him in jail. Now it's the next day when the court opens. Both of them are presented in the court, where there is a lawyer to fight on Nujum's behalf, who tells the judge everything about how Nuzum was married fraudulently and how Adil used to beat her mercilessly. The judge asks Nuzum's dad and Adil whether no lawyer came from your side. He answers in the negative. Now Adil tells the judge that eye contact was made with her father, and also this marriage took place with his wish. The judge says that this is a crime. She is a small girl, and for this both of you will get a good punishment. But friends, Nuzum's father says to Jaz that, "I have something to tell you, but this is a private matter." The judge sends everyone else out. Friends, now Nuzum's father tells the judge that Nuzum's marriage was a compulsion. He further tells the judge that with his elder daughter what happened was that meanwhile a big sheikh from Adil's area comes to the court and threatens the judge and says that I have come to take Adil and Nujum with me. If you try to stop them, then it will not be good for the judge. He explains all the things and says that he is saying something, so first you listen to him, then do whatever you want. Sheikh also sits in the court, after which friends, we see the same scene when that man with his elder daughter had done wrong where, at that time Nuzum's father now brings his first wife home with him. He sees Nuzum lying unconscious outside, on which he brings her to consciousness. As soon as he goes inside the house, he sees her there. Someone has done a lot of wrong to the elder daughter, and she is lying on the ground in an injured condition. When she asks her daughter, she comes to know that this wrong deed has been done by Hussein's son, and friends Hussein is a man living here. Nuzum's father comes out of the house carrying a gun with him to kill him. But first he goes to his local sheikh, where Hussein is also called. There, Nuzum's father tells everything what happened. Then the sheikh decides that Hussein too. He will give the cow to Nuzum's father, and also his son will marry his daughter, on which Hussein accepts everything, and after knowing this wrong action of his son, he lowers his face in shame, after which Nuzum's father tells the judge. We are told that even after the marriage of our daughter, we were being insulted everywhere, and due to this insult, we left the city and went to another city. Friends, now we see Nujum's brother who is working as a servant at a man's place. It happens that he comes to know that his sister has filed a case against his father, which he sees in the newspaper because friends. It had been almost a week since the beginning of this case, after which he leaves all the work and runs away from there to home. Najim's father further tells the judge that even after coming here, no one was ready to give him work here, and that is why there was nothing to pay for our money, and we were even threatened. We were told that if we do not pay the rent soon, all our belongings will be thrown out of the house and friends. You come to know that one night Nujum's father talks to her mother about Adil, who is also planning to marry an underage girl. He agrees and is giving good money in return, due to which there is talk of marriage of Nujum and Adil, because his family wanted money. I.e., they sold their daughter, and within a few days both of them got married. The marriage also takes place. Let us see further that Nujum's brother also comes to this court, after which the judge says that no matter what the problem is, you cannot marry your minor daughter like this because of this. This is a crime. At the same time, friends. Sheikh says to the judge that you don't teach us our culture. We know what we have to do, what is right and what is wrong. Answering this, the judge tells all the people standing there along with Sheikh that in Islam, the age of a little girl is getting married is a kind of sin. In any case, Islam does not accept this thing as right, and at the same time tells the Sheikh that you must know this very well, because here everyone listens to you and you will never take a wrong decision. Sheikh got up. Friends goes to Nuzum and tells her that, son, don't be afraid, what do you want? To go back with Adil or divorce? Nuzum flatly refuses to go, then Sheikh asks Adil to divorce Nuzum. Adil also gets his wish. They have to agree, and then both of them get divorced in the court. Now Nuzum is also very happy, and after this, she comes to her home with her father and brother, and in the ending of the story we see that Nuzum is also in the same school. She goes wherever she wants to, and at the same time she starts living a happy life like other children. Friends, I personally don't know much about Islam, etc., about any religion. I mean about my own religion. But whatever has been shown, I have told you what was in the movie. Now if you get angry, if anything, don't tell me in the comments. I have told you what was in the movie. Rest will meet you in the next video. Take care of